the idea of public speaking really starts with knowledge. You can't talk about anything in any format, whether you're sitting in an interview, whether you're pitching to a producer. When I did work in television, when you're in the classroom as a teacher that I do now, that role I fill now, it starts with the rule book. I hadn't really thought about how much that really makes a difference in how you communicate with coaches. I actually was doing some games last night with a guy who was brand new. It was his fourth game maybe. And I wanted to give him some instructions about kind of some of the communication points, but I realized he wasn't even there yet. It's kind of one of the more, I really think the finishing touches of first learning the rules and knowing how to blow the whistle. Then you learn how to talk about the game when you're with coaches. So in my classroom, when I teach public speaking, we start with the foundation. And I was thinking about what that really means. And it's kind of like three things. It starts with knowledge, your understanding of your topic. So in our sense, the game, how you officiate, the kind of rhythm of the game you try to create, the consistency you try to create so that when a coach does ask you a question, you're able to communicate effectively why you either passed on a call or why one call was actually different than another one. Because what we hear from coaches all the time, well, calling on both ends. Mm-hmm. Well, what happens on one end isn't necessarily the same as what's happening on the other. So, we have to be able to explain some of those differences. So, in the classroom, it's foundational. It's knowledge first. Secondly, it's language, the right type of language that we use to communicate. If it's a coach that you've worked with and knows you and trusts you, you're going to be able to speak a little bit differently than that brand new coach who's maybe a little hot in the head or just gets excited easily, and you're going to have to articulate a little bit differently. And third, believe it or not, it's appearance. Part of public speaking and presenting, it's my class is called presentational speaking. How you present yourself goes a long way in looking professional, acting in a professional manner, being in shape. All of those things those elements apply to how we present ourselves on the court, which give us, a lot more credibility than what's the alternative. You're not running well, you're overweight, all those things that can, not necessarily that, being a little bit overweight is bad. If you can run well, you're fine, but it's all of those things come together, and that's part of what I teach my students.